everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to GAM Music in Depth on Blog TV, the Gambia. I am your host, Kalilu Banja, the former Secretary General of the Musicians Union of the Gambia. Today, I have for you Malang Fati, the producer and manager of Komonka, a Bachelor of Arts degree holder, a brother as well. Next on the list also, we have Masterfoe Jawara, an entertainment journalist and a commentator. He has a lot of void with so many generational artists. Many say you are a sellout, and I say the controversial entertainment journalist and a commentator. Welcome to the show, my two brothers. How are you all doing?
We are all fine.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I am fine about Masterfoe, but Alhamdulillah, I am good. As you can see, we are in the studio, our, best, most happiest place to be. So, yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much, Malang. Good to see you. And the background, I like the background of the studio. And I think that will even give us the opportunity by seeing to be able to raise some of the issues that we talk about for the people to be able to understand in the minute details some of the things that we discuss with our followers on the social media page, and also the engagements that we do with the creatives coming from the Republic of the Gambia. And Masterfoe, the controversial entertainment commentator. The reason why I say the controversial, there was a time when the new Musicians Union of the Gambia executives came to power. You had a kind of a void with them because you were commentating out of their WhatsApp group posts. And then later, some of the artists have a hiccup with you, but as a family, we know your role in the industry is very instrumental as a journalist, entertainment journalist, and also as a DJ. You have done a lot for the Gambian musicians, and that is the reason in the just concluded Work Sahalat Awards, you were part of the people who were competing to become the entertainment journalist of the Gambia. And secondly, there was a time we had an engagement on social media, and you told me, "Oh yeah, Kalilu, you're controversial," and I said, "How am I controversial?" But again, I like those things because that is the only way we can network. We can also share knowledge, ideas, and experiences with regards to some of the things that we do. Welcome to the show, my brother. It seems like I lost Masterfoe Jawara on the way. Malam Fati,
Yes, sir.
are you with? It seems like we lost Master, but if we can, hold it a little bit by discussing before we get him on board.
I'm still here, though.
You are here. So, Master, welcome to the show, Master, my brother.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Honor to be here. Of course, my brothers, of course. First of all, I don't like to be called DJ, though. I don't know whether I do a DJ work or what, but I got the title is way it's way bigger than me, So yes.
Okay.
Actually, I'm a keen follower of this, and since you were doing it at Gambia Talent and now at Block, definitely I think this is what we need. We need to start conversations, understand each other, because we all different corner, things are boiling up, but people take it in a very platform we can exchange ideas, compensate, and get to understand somebody's perspective or state of regarding issues. Yes, but definitely I'm glad to be.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Master, for that introduction, and it's a pleasure as well to have you here. You were commentating on some of the things that I will remind you. A month ago, you wrote on your Facebook page with regards to corruption and also a scandal in NCAC, in the
Mhm.
National Center for Arts and Culture. So we will want to talk about that, but also the engagements that are taking place in the music sector of the Gambia with regards to performance, with regards to album launch, with regards to the different activities like festivals or programs that we have, and some of the engagements that you are doing on the radio with regards to disseminating information. Um, uh, um, Informations that are very important for the creative sectors, particularly music, because I know you are representing music. But we will come to Malang. Malang Fati is a seasoned producer. He is the one who raised and guide Kombonka, the award winner, the best hip hop artist hailing from the smiling coast of the Gambia, from the just concluded, Waxahlat Awards. Malang, we want you to take us through with regards to a normal production, like the production type that you do with Kombonka, with regards to the various services that are therein in the pre-production before we come into the production itself. That is the first basis I want to establish with you, to be able to recognize the different services that are therein with regards to pre-production, which is the idea conception, conceptualizing a project and coming into it. If you can give us some tips in that.
Um, as you know, music have developed a lot these days. Many things have moved online. But still
Mm-hmm,
also we do have traditional ways where you meet musicians, and you sit down and you have a look at your project. Basically, it depends. Projects can start from anywhere. It can be initiated by the artist. Maybe he dreamed of a lyrics or a melody or something, or maybe he's been going through a lot and he wants to write about it. You could come to the producer and say, look, I've got this thing bothering me and I want to write a song about it. It can be initiated that way. It can also be initiated by the producer. The producer could be um, could have some ideas that they want to put together, but they don't know which musician can complete it with lyrics and vocals. But they have an idea, they want to put it together. They compose a bit. Sometimes you have there's no pre-production really. Somebody just plays around in the studio. They compose a beat and they send it to an artist, and the artist just go to the studio and put a voice on it. But in some other cases, the approach you are taking, pre-production, it could be
mm-hmm,
you set out on purpose to create a song, for example, for a malaria campaign, or for example,
mm-hmm,
for a backway immigration, whatever campaign. Like we had this campaign for the COVID-19. Many arts
mm-hmm,
organizations around the world engaged their musicians to do a COVID-19 project. So what
mm-hmm,
happens normally is you have a consultation meeting. The artists come, the producers come. The producers come, and then we sit down, we share ideas on what approach to take. Do we do 2 songs? Do we do 3 songs? Should we do a reggae, a hip hop, and a cultural song to target different parts of society and different walks of life? And the lyrics also, should they be a bit more matured or should they be easy? What language do we put them in? So that consultation meeting itself is where the expense starts, because People have to, pay taxi, whatever, to come there. They have to be food and drinks and stuff. From there, then you agree on parts that everybody should work on, and maybe at that very consultation meeting you compose like a very basic version of the music, maybe just drums, a bass, and a few keyboards to give everybody an idea of a chord progression. And then it could be there, or another day when everybody comes back with their ideas, then you start to put it together. So maybe there's a singer who's got a nice melody and a rapper who's got a very nice verse, and you have this skeletal version of the music, but you want to develop it now. So you realize that the singer, the melody, it is very nice if it is accompanied with a guitar. You call a guitarist to come, a session guitarist. Maybe you prefer live bass than MIDI bass. You call a bass player. Maybe the cultural song, it needs a kora or it needs a halam to for people of that culture um, to feel a little bit more part of the song. Because remember, you have to attract people to a song so you can then give them the message of the song. you know um I mean, then you look at also the extra expenses that will incur the instrument players that are going to come in. So you start to bring them in from that point on, then you are going into the production. Understand? Because the pre-production is the putting the ideas together, the producer calling, getting everybody's views, and then starting to put them, into the into a song. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
it's a bit blurry where the pre-production stops and the production starts really.
Yeah, if I may just come in there, because the identification here is you are talking about when you are doing idea initiation, it
Mm.
comprises of the singers, and then you also talk about guitarists, bass players, kora, halam. So that means there is this relationship between the instrumental players and the singer and the executive producer is what you are establishing.
Yes, so normally um, this also leads to the importance of being great collaborators in the music industry. So obviously, the person who has the project, say the
Hmm.
producer or the executive producer, they will try to collaborate with the people who they know and trust and have seen their work in the past. So you see that
Hmm.
they'll bring them in. Some people don't even sing, but they're just writers. They might be brought in,
Hmm.
say a poet might be invited to the session
Hmm.
to see if they can write
Hmm.
something, and then this, what they have written might be given to a singer to go and polish and turn into lyrics or something like that. So
Exactly.
yes, exactly what you were saying. This is where um, we start to bring the people together and to start to put the project together really.
Okay. Yes, Malam, very interesting. Very interesting part. I will come to Masterfoe, and then later we will pick it from there, like going into the production now, because you already gave us an idea how the initiation is done, which is the idea. And then most of the people will tell you, even in business, like come up with a business plan, and the business plan starts with idea initiation, and that is the first very step. And also in the music also industry, that is the first very step. Masterfoe Jawara, Masterfoe, some time ago, 1 month, you wrote about an allegation, a big scandal with regards to the director for performing fine arts and literature, Sekoma
Yes.
Jalo, of the Gambia. And when I saw it, I already got a tip somewhere, an intel, but again, I could not establish a lot of facts to be able to go out in the public and to say, okay, Sakoma did that or did that. Even though we have some engagements in my last TV programs, we had quite a lot of engagements with Sekoma Jalo. He has been very polite and also willing to come and talk to us. And based on that fact, I don't want to say anything that is not based on fact. And that is the reason why yesterday I had to pause with regards to what I hear from big commentators like you in the sector, you and Mr. Kamara, Keba Kamara. So can you tell us something about that? What was the problem? Did you have an idea of exactly what was going on?
Yeah, to my surprise, I was passing to actually hear this because
Mm-hmm.
after I was tipped, I understand. Well, Masterfoe was the last person to get this, but among all the people that did this, they were very quiet. They were silent about it, and the reason why I didn't waste time when I actually get was because,
Mm-hmm.
well, why we should we waste and things like this are happening in our art sector, the house that we all trusted and you know to manage the affair of our music industry. What I did was somebody tipped me, which I his name Besan
Mm-hmm.
in agriculture. When okay, first of all, he said Selma is suspended and suspended for. He went further to tell me the things that he wanted, you know. But later we will get to that part. But before the story, I just want to explain how we get to Selma and of course the director itself. So first of all,
Mm-hmm.
what we do is we call Selma. I told him that
Mm-hmm.
uh, we had the news that he is suspended from the
Mm-hmm.
national. Then he said, I called him. He said, where did I get news? I said,
Mm-hmm.
where I get different thing is right now. Are you suspended or not? He said, well, that is a news
Mm-hmm.
to him. I said, well, which you are telling me that you are not. He said, let me tell him where. I said, him, well, it's an email that I got and it's not share, So I insist not telling. So later, he said, no, he is not suspended. He is not suspended. He is still going to work. He's still going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, well, when he said, I couldn't ask him anything further because he is going to work and he's not been suspended. So which means we don't have anything to ask him. Well, even though he actually said he involved in corruption or whatever. So what I did, I called that particular night. Well, I called him. I think it was around. So when I spoke to when I spoke to uh, Seomar already, confirmed these things. So I called this because we had that Seomar is suspended, and
Mm-hmm.
Hasum said he, he suspended, but the matter is still under investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Just right after speaking, Seomar, I spoke to Hasum. Hasum said he is suspended. Now you can see the controversy. Now you can see the and Hasum didn't want to go further about what actually happened. He said he is suspended. The money under investigation. That's
Okay.
what we picked.
Okay.
We said we called Selma. Selma said, but he actually said he is suspended. So later, what just to still finish the story, someone that we know is working at the National Center for Arts and Culture. Call him to check whether is reporting at. So we realized that Selmat at this spot, Selmat is not reporting to work. So it means we take that, but Selmat is fully suspended, but Selmat didn't knowledge that suspended. So that is the story.
Yeah.
And I don't know why the director of holding such a position, lying about you not being suspended when your boss said you are suspended actually, and some of the staff said you are not coming to work. So this put a whole lot of concern to me as a journalist. What are we doing? Uh, of course, the stakeholders, people involved in the music industry. When we see a particular individual hijacking our industry, because that's how I see it. Somebody is the thing that I got is not official. We didn't actually put it out, but this is what the person said. He said, "Sell it's from individuals to make travel under the name of National Center for Arts and Culture." This is not confirmed yet. Not confirmed. But this is what we received. So we also still doing our findings for whether this is true or not. Now established that Umar is suspended at the moment. He's going to work. So they said the matter is still under infant. We don't know the investigation is going to end, but we're still watching whether he is going. His work. We will director again. Well, ended to the hope to get some answers from them or back from the itself. This was the issue.
Okay. I think it is not very much different
I hope Kalilu is there.
from. Yeah, Kalilu is here. I think you getting me now, Masterfoe. Are you getting me? I think the
Yes,
Malang. Are you getting me?
yes, I'm
Yes,
getting
yes. I'm
you.
getting you both.
Okay, good. I was just like acknowledging what Masterfoe was saying with regards to the issues of Sek Omar Jallo, the Director for Performing Fine Arts and Literature of the National Center for Arts and Culture in the Gambia. The arm of the government that is responsible to advise the government of the Gambia with regards to arts and culture matters in our country. And that is where our interests lie, and that is the reason why we bring you to clear some of those issues that you wrote before, and also some of the conversations that we are doing critically with regards to the entertainment sector of the Gambia. So, Masterfoe, what was the actual accusation coming from the guy who gave you the intel? And as well, I will also ask, are you not part of the Journalist Association that is registered under the associations of the Gambia? Masterfoe, are you
The
getting us?
Journalist Association. I don't think we have a association under national. You getting me?
But you don't have
Yes, I'm getting.
entertainment journalists like entertainment journalists like you and the Fabulous Njai Sasune and the
Are you getting
others who are
me?
together in an association that is controlled by the National Center for Arts and Culture. That was the question.
Entertainment journalists. Yes.
Okay. And what role do you play
Yeah, I
there?
think that is
What role
very
do you play?
as well. But the, the way the way the journalists, entertainment journalists associations should be identified very well. Should be identified very well, and stand to actually stand out among associations. But right now, the way it is, it's embodying an association. You understand? At some point, and me and Papa Jams and some couple of entertainment journalists that actually working at the print media and so on. We came up with this. I think we still have WhatsApp where we intend to form entertainment association where it's going to stand with the association, but for people to okay, entertainment journalist association. I think we're working on the Gambia right?
Okay.
Before
Okay.
it will actually
Yeah.
start materializing. It will actually, you said the DJ association, uh, media, something like that. With Fabulous, I think Fabulous is the head. GAM.
Okay. Okay. So that is clear. So it means that you are not part of an association that is supported by the National Center for Arts and Culture. Is that clear? Uh,
Uh,
so
yes, I'm part of it. Let's say of it. I'm a part of it. I register separately. We have an entertainment site that is actually registered on the National Center for Arts and Culture separately. The association, I said, I will say I am there, but to officially register with them, I have not done. I think still now the association is yet to, structure themselves and so on. That's the reason why all those things. Anything that they're doing, they usually involve me. But when it comes to the structuring, registering to the National Center for Arts and Culture and so on, I have not done that. Uh, Operating as 360, we are officially registered at the National Center for Arts and Culture.
okay. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for that. I think we already understand the agreements with the arts associations is so dormant um, because of the fact that what majority about the support that they need from the National Center for Arts and Culture, they are not getting those things. And it is also a worry when scandals like what you are saying and the evidence that you are giving forward here with regards to the evidence that were given to you by the Director General, Mr. Hassan Sise, I can say worrying. And these are some of the laws that we to talk about so that our constituency, that is the creative sectors and the stakeholders in therein, could be able to understand some of these legal documents that the Gambia government have signed, and they have an obligation to fulfill those laws. And then the department that is responsible to do that, if these are the things coming from them, then I think we should continue to hold them accountable. And I think, Master, you guys should have done a very good investigative journalism, because as an entertainment journalist, to go deep and to ensure that you get answers. And failing to do so, and just to caricature someone one time, right about it, when we all start to talk, or when we don't speak up with regards to some of the things that are happening, in the sector that we all think, could be able to contribute to making stars and also creating jobs, then we have a problem. But again, thank you so much for the first step that you have done as an entertainment journalist. Thank you so much. Malang, we were
Yes.
talking to you about the production cycle, which has to talk about the ecosystem of the music business, and you were taking us through the production itself, what you do in the kitchen, the cooking when you want to produce that good domoda or benachin. There was a time I was in Senegal, and I was giving you that story in the studio of Abib, the great guitarist player of Yusundur. And there is this technician, he's now in the Gambia, he's called Jaga, Jaga Jeng. Jaga is a Senegalese and he used to work with King Kora. So Jaga said, for you to play a very rhythmic Wolof pattern of Sabar, you must have to eat cebujen bu fatak bu neex sap 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 sap. Then, so I said, Jaga, why do you say that? He said, because Mbalach also have a style. And then that style is from, he can say that is from Chebujen. So if you want to play Mbalach like the Senegalese, fonga muna lega Chebujen, you garau that. Nga muna ko play nono. So, and that talks about the cooking part of it. Because it depends on the ingredient, because we can all cook benachin. Someone can cook a light benachin, a mild one, and a perfect delicious benachin. And then that varies from the different hands that we have to do the cooking. So what do you do in the production part?
Let me tell you something here. He is 110 times 110% right. Let's me and you, we are both musicians, but we are also in the health sector, right? Okay. So you know very well that our body works a lot on what we eat has a lot to do with our happiness. You understand?
Exactly.
And also you know very well that music our music is very much connected to our culture, and which part of which our food also is. So this food keeps us happy. You understand? And our music is a very happy music. Senegambian music is generally very happy, because we use our music a lot in celebrations. You understand? All our sad occasions don't really use a lot of music, because of why our religions, our cultures, and things like that. So whenever there is a sad occasion, music is really not part of it. Unlike other cultures around the world where the funerals, there's music, the tragedies sometimes are expressed through, like the sounds of their flutes and stuff like that. Our music is has a lot of connection with our celebrations, our happiness, our culture, the naming ceremonies, things like that. And when you go to these naming ceremonies, when you go to these weddings, what do you find there? Benachin, Chebujen. You understand? So I think from a historical point of view, he is right, and also from a cultural point of view, he is right, and even also from a medical point of view, he is right, because when you eat Chebujen, you are happy. You understand? And you feel officially part of the gathering because you have had the Chebujen of the gathering. And so if you are an instrument player, then your whole body is ready now to translate what you are feeling from what you have eaten into your instrument. You understand? So it makes a lot of sense, even though he might not explain it as deep as I am. It makes a lot of sense.
Oh, it makes
Chebujen
a sense, yeah.
will bring
This,
up your happiness hormones, and then you will translate this happiness into the music, into the rhythms you play, into the chord progressions you do, into the melodies you play. And even not just that, you see the sabar players, they have rhythms that, they call chebujen and all those things. So it's because our music is very much connected to our food and our culture. So yes, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that is it. So Malang, the way you just break that down, it's like a icing on the cake, because you use the opportunity to promote our culture,
Yeah.
and I must say our technician in Dakar is just brilliant. That is beautiful. Mala, now into the various services that you are giving therein.
Mhm.
Critically, we want to look into that, into the production, that machine that lead us to having that product, that is the musical product, and
Yes.
that can encompass both the records and as well performance, because you can in that production again into live or semi-live or any kind of performance you want later on. So take us through.
So it depends, really. Like, there's no set rules when it comes to music and, its, distribution to the people. So from my understanding, you want to know the different steps that you take from uh, the initial idea of the song or the music
Hmm.
to the
Yeah.
production, to the finished product, and also to the way you uh, demonstrate this product to the people.
Just to help you, Malang,
Yeah.
you had the best hip hop artist of the Gambia, and then
Yes.
there was an album you work with him, and that is the album
Mhm.
they were gave him as the best hip hop artist of the Gambia. So
Yes.
that pre-production, production cycle, and post-production, putting him now into a product, the finished one, whether it is a
Mm.
launching of the album or the product itself by distributing it digitally. What are the
Mhm.
different services and the engagements therein
Yes.
that you can be
Yes.
able to give us the data for us to understand how much it is going to cost Malang and GSC to be able to do something like that, if I may be clear.
Yes. Yes. So if we want to look at the cost, we will be here all day. But I will give you like a summary, you know,
Hmm.
because every song needs a different service, every album needs a different service, and every process requires different fees based on the
Hmm.
experts, or the time and all that stuff. So, but pretty much, I'll give you an example: the Yalong Ngalong album by Kombonka.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
normally he will have an idea. We will sit down, we'll look at the idea, and we will make a music around the idea, and he will write the song, he will sing it, we'll record it, and then we'll mix and master it, and we'll mix it and put that one down. We move to the next song. Sometimes we are doing 3 4 songs together based on all the different ideas he has. And then once we are finished with the album, because remember, like, an album is a project, so there has to be a
Hmm.
lot of sonic balance too. It's not just the artistic side. You have to also, as you go through the artistic side, you need to think about the technical side too. So this is the
Hmm.
for us, obviously we are lucky. I am in GSC because I as much as I am a producer, I am also a technician, because I studied music technology to a degree level, and then went on to do a master's in sound design. So I am very technical
Hmm.
as much as I am artistic as well. So throughout the process, we think about the different instruments we are going to have in the project. Although yes, every song needs a different instrument, but also you cannot have uh, like. All these songs cannot be Kora based songs, because then you will get
Hmm.
bored, because you're listening to the same frequency over and over and over again. Your ears are gonna hurt, and they might, no matter how good the arrangements are, you might get a little bit bored. So some songs, other instruments will lead. Say even in Sona Jawati's album, she's a kora player as much as a guitar player as well. You will see that some songs, guitar, the acoustic guitar will lead the song. So other songs, the kora will lead. There are even other songs where the focus, I feel like the focus of this song has been on the percussions. You know, so it's the same way we arrange Kombonka's album too. We look at different songs as much as all the songs
So,
will have.
if I can make that part a little bit understandable for the people,
Yeah.
how many instrumental players did you hire? And if you can give us a rundown, a little rundown of the monies involved to get them into that album, as you are explaining.
Okay. I'll give you one. So for confidentiality, some instrumental players, I've not asked them if I could disclose their rates because they could be
Mm-hmm.
£1,000, per session instrumental, but because of my relationship with them, they might have charged me £100, and they might not want this information to be out there to the public because then other
Yeah, but
people could say,
if you
"Well,
can give
you're charging."
Malang, Malang as an expert, if you can give us,
Yes,
we have a maximum rate of pay and we have a minimum rate
I'm
of
coming.
pay.
I'm coming there.
So,
That's where I'm coming. That's where
yeah, genau.
that's where I'm landing.
Yeah.
So I'll
Uh-huh.
give you one example. We have
Mm-hmm.
on the song Kolea. Kolea Ben
Mm-hmm.
Telekan, the song that he did with Barhama.
Mm-hmm.
We have a string ensemble from Russia that played on it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
about a 6 to 10 man string ensemble, but we contacted them through one person who is, I think he's part of the team, but they played
Mm-hmm.
strings on that song. Like a whole strings. Um, that cost us about £400, to get the whole. That
Mm-hmm.
is about that. Just those strings alone cost us about 20,000, 20 something thousand dollars. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what the song needed. We at GSC we don't really look at like you know, let's go for like a budget, in the computer kind of string. If to get that song to its maximum potential, it needs like a string ensemble, we will try and budget around that. We will try and do our best. If we couldn't get that string ensemble, we would have gone for a different one, maybe cheaper, but we will try and get the same results. We also had on the same song, we had a grand piano player from Brazil. He has a studio with a live grand piano, the big ones, where he puts the mic on it and he records the piano for you. We paid something about £100, £150 for that, and so on the same song also we have Ansu, the kora player, because Kombonka's music we're really trying to bring contemporary, say, jazz, folklore players around the world, but also we want to infuse our culture into it, but we want to maintain the genre of hip hop, so
Mm-hmm.
we even created a sub-genre with Kombonka's music. We call it trap jambadong. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we borrowed the ideas of Jambadong, and then we put in, all the bounce, all the 808s, all the hi-hats from trap hip hop music into it. So, we put these musicians together that don't even know each other, but they all speak the universal language of music, and we put them all on one song. And we have Ansu, the kora player. I can't tell you Ansu's rates because most people listening to this, they know Ansu, and so for confidentiality reasons, I can't tell you his rates. But Ansu played the kora on that song, and then we also have the choir, Mariam Cham's choir,
Yeah, but
Barham Sister. They have a choir.
Malan, this one I will not. This one, yeah, you are going very, very nice, and then I must say thank you so much. But the notion of confidential, uh, and
Yes.
then with regards to what I tell you,
Hmm.
the development wall is saying that they cannot be able to
Yeah.
ascertain the investment that they need to do for you to support your industry. And if they don't
Yeah.
have the data, they will not be able to ascertain that, because they cannot be able to predict, they cannot be able to plan, because that goes with those informations. I am not
Yes.
saying that tell me how much you pay Ansumana, but I am saying typically with your engagements over the years, you think that like, at
Yes.
least minimum rate of a pay to get a Gambian instrumental player into your studio for them to do a right record is very genuine and important to know that that is not confidentiality. The
Yes.
confidentiality,
That is
if I ask you, Malang, give me the figure of Ansumana, then that is confidential. But you
yes.
have
So
done quite a
basically,
lot of engagement. Yeah. Uh-huh.
yes, yes. I've worked with different instrument players of different types of
Mm-hmm.
instruments. I can tell you in Gambia, the rate is between 2,000 to 6,000. You know, for different reasons, be it sabar, tama, guitar, whatever you want. So the rate is different. It is similar also for Senegal. You know, um,
Mm-hmm.
so in Senegal, also we've had. Uh, marimba players from people who have played with Yusundur, who have played with Wali Seka, people like Ibumbai. You know, he's doing all the marimbas on the Yalong Ngalong album. He's also doing all the marimbas on the Silakang album, which is coming. We've had
Mm-hmm.
piano players who played piano for all the songs of Deep, you know, the songs of you know, many different artists there. Gilbert is playing some of our pianos on this album, and some of the
Mm-hmm.
violin. He plays violin as well, so he's playing some of the
Mm-hmm.
violins here. We've also got instrument players from Nigeria, the likes of Femilai, the likes of you know, the guy who played guitars for Flavor, Davido, and stuff. They come to Gambia all the time
Yeah,
when these Nigerian bands
thank
come
you.
in.
Yeah,
So it is
Malang,
normally from, yeah.
uh, I just want to hold you there interestingly, because you have outlined more than 10 different engagements with regards to employing the services,
Mhm.
because GSC is employing now the services of instrumental players, which are musicians,
Yes,
for you to be able
yes.
to come project with Kombonka by making his music. So later on, we will
Mhm.
want to know in a rundown how much that will cost you before you can even exploit that product. But before then, our brother is here, and it is an interactive session. So we will want to welcome our man again, Masterfoe. You were also part of the Works of Halat Awards. And then you are not a winner, but you are a contender, and then taking part in that particular award, because for me, I think it is a stepping stone for the artists to be able to have any kind of platforms for them to be able to showcase their talent. But again, with the basis of encouraging outstanding and dedicated and hardworking artists in the Gambia, no one can say that is not important or worthwhile. And based on that fact, that is why I will say Waxahalat is also part of those platforms that is creating that. So I'm not opposed to it. But with regards to the process, I just want you to go take us through, if you are here with us. How was your nomination, Masterfoe? Masterfoe. Seems like we lost our brother. Malang.
Yes, sir.
Malang, I guess you are back. So Malang, how much actually you to be able to do only that production with employing the services of great instrumental players, not only in the Gambia, but also outside the Gambia, all the way to Rosia. If you are to just break that down a little bit so that we can establish the investment that you do as an executive producer and also a great supporter of a young Gambian musician. That's what we want to
Yes,
know.
so this is also the reason why,
Mm-hmm.
for a record label, we have not been able to get many artists because it's really expensive. I have a lot of young people knocking on my doors literally every hour of the day, and I really feel
Mm-hmm.
bad and sorry for them. But this is the thing now. We don't have any support not from the government, not from the private sector, not from nobody, So we really, as a record label, to be, around the world, arts organizations, such as record labels and such, they have access to funding from their governments, to be able to bring impactful change in their sectors. But for us, in our country, it's really hard. You have to pull up the money out from your own pocket, all the time, even though you are creating all this employment for the youths. There's no support from the government, which is really, really sad. So this is why we are limited to just a couple of artists. But yes, back to your question. Uh, Let me give you an example. One song. Not every song is the same. Some songs we spend absolutely nothing, because I do all the
Mm-hmm.
productions for that baby here. You could say yes, my
Mm-hmm.
production time, the mixing and mastering time. That is all. That all comes with a fee too, But we don't charge that because I am doing that myself. So I won't charge myself or Kombonga because we have an agreement. So now,
Mm-hmm.
if you look at the songs, for the songs that we needed to contract musicians out. For example, let's stick to that one song with Barhama. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so we paid about £400 for the string quartet. That is about 20 something thousand. You know, then
Mm-hmm.
you look at the piano that we had on there, about 100 to £150. I can't remember the exact figure because this is a while ago. Um,
Mm-hmm.
then you want to look
Mm-hmm.
at uh, we've given something to Ansu, the kora player, which I cannot disclose an exact amount.
Mm-hmm.
We've had to also compensate the choir. I think it's Bati Linger or something. I can't remember exactly what the name of the choir is, but it's Mariam Cham's choir, Barham's sister. They did an amazing job. We had to bring them in towards the end of the song. We wanted to have like a choir to sing there. So they did that part as well. So that one song, I could estimate to maybe external services that we brought in, maybe up to $40,000 for that one song. You understand?
So,
And then
meaning, Malang, one song cost you for 40,000, and then if you have like 10 tracks in your album, you are talking about 400,000 to make only the production. That is the music
yeah,
that you
so
make in the kitchen. Yeah.
So, like I said, not every song will need 40,000. Some songs will need more than that, because I have a song, for example, which I had the song with what's it called? The song with Madi Banja, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
Musukoyo. For that song, we
Mm-hmm.
had Fioki. Fioki is
Mm-hmm.
the one of the biggest Afrobeat guitarists in the world. I'm telling you, like Fioki is the man behind Flavor's guitars. He's the man behind people like Adekunle Gold, people like Davido, people like Techno. He is like the most sought after Afrobeat guitarist. And Fioki's, again, I cannot tell you exactly how much we paid, but Fioki's fees start from $2,000. you know,
Mm-hmm.
coming down,
Mm-hmm.
coming down
Mm-hmm.
$1,000. You know, he could charge less, he could charge more. It depends what your song needs. But we have also
Mm-hmm.
paid hefty amount for that song too, you know. And he really brought the price down. But the you listen to the song. If you listen to the song, you listen to the guitars, it will tell you. Everybody that listens to the song, the first thing they tell me, who played the guitars? That's why we hired him. You know what I mean? Because he gives
Mm-hmm.
the song that effect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But on that same song, we had, other different instruments. You know, we not just that. Also, you have to remember an album also has videos. You know, on one
Mm-hmm.
song, you could spend up to 200, $300,000 on one song, because of why. Say if you spend all that money for all those instruments, and then you come to shoot the video, you need 5 models. You need to make outfits for all of them. Each outfit could cost easily $5,000. You know, in Gambia.
Mm-hmm.
Then the models, they have their own fees. They can each charge you up to $4,000, $5,000 to be in the video.
So the
You know,
engagement now from the studio, Malang, if you can make that very clear from the studio engagement,
yeah,
after all,
yeah,
you have to engage as well with model agencies. You have to engage
yes.
as well
Dancers,
videographers, the ones that have to do
dancers too.
dancers, and then
Yeah.
sometimes even some people are just going to be part of the production, like human
Yes,
resources.
the locations you're going to shoot the videos at. If you're going to be shooting, say, in Coco Ocean, if you want to shoot in, like, say, the presidential suite or something, like, it depends what the video needs. You could pay up to €300 for the day, for just one
Exactly.
suite with its own swimming pool and everything. So I mean, that's really cheap. I have seen music video sheets in this country here that cost up to £10,000 for just one music video, and that is just the director's fees and all the cameras he's going to bring, the different cameras, all the stuff. In Gambia too, like, the directors, they have to go and hire cameras from State of Mike or from STS and things like that. They have to pay for that, and because of that, they charge you. The videos now, they cost 35,000 to 40,000. I have had a director charge me $75,000 in Gambia. you know I don't want to disclose
For what?
the director's
For
name,
for for,
but they
for what
for
service?
to just
For
that
what
that is
service?
just the director's fees. That is just the director's fees to shoot a video. Now I have to go and pay for the place, pay for the models, pay for the set designer. You have to pay somebody to come and design the location where you shoot the videos. When we shoot that video with KS in that Pucheru, Pucheru, we had to pay $10,000 for somebody to come and design the set, in Coco Ocean, decorate all the beds, all the room, everything, because the hotel will just give you the room. You have to come and put all your flowers, all your extra stuff, make the bathroom look really nice, all this stuff. You have to hire somebody to come and do all that. They might want you to buy this, buy this, buy that. You need to buy this, you need to buy that. Plus all the equipment they bring as well. They need to pay transport and stuff. So they charge you 10,000. So now,
Okay.
if you look, I pay the director 40,000, and I pay the set designer 10,000. That is 50,000. If I have one model and I pay that model 4,000, that is 54,000. The outfit 6,000. That is what 60,000 easily. You understand?
Mhm.
Then I have
Mhm.
to buy all the food everybody is eating. All the people that come there, I need to pay their transport to go home. We're talking around 70,000. What about what KS is going to wear? He might have to wear up to 3 different outfits for the video.
Yeah.
All of those
Yeah.
outfits, the shoes, the top to bottom,
And
each
if
of
it
them
is
could be
ladies,
5,000.
Malang, if it is ladies, maybe they will bring 10 different clothes.
Yeah, but this particular model for this video is only 2 outfits. So,
Okay.
but the guy, AKS, he had to wear maybe 2 3 outfits that could easily cost 10,000. So we are now into
Mm-hmm.
what, 80,000. And then you talk about the extras. We had a Tama player and a guy that they had to come and play Tama at the end where he sings for the girl, and the girl throws some money at him. Those Tama players, we had to pay them 4,000. The Tama players and the guy who sings with them, because they had to come there. All they spend the whole evening there, because we don't know at what point we're going to shoot their scene, what we need them for. We might need them for extra. You need to pay all those people. So for that one single music video, you're talking close to 85,000-90,000 dollars for that is just the video. What about the song?
Yeah.
What about the guy who played
No,
Tama in the song? What about
we are
the
talking about
poly-
the video, Malang. We are talking about the video, but the video can be multiple videos as well, because in an album,
That's what I'm
maybe the
saying.
artist will
That's what I'm saying.
prefer to do. Uh-huh.
That's what I'm saying. So for just this one artist, we shot Vibe, we shot Common, we shot My Time, we shot Pucheru. So you can see now, 4 music videos. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So those music videos alone, and all these 4 music videos are in this one project, the one album. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So look at now. Say if we paid, for example, 75,000 for each music video, it's more than that. So on average, 75,000. Those 4 music
Mm-hmm.
videos are 300,000 easily. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But that is
Mm-hmm.
just video, 300,000. Now you look at each song,
Mm-hmm.
how much you're gonna put in each song. This is why
Mm-hmm.
collaboration is really important and building relationships, because it is those
Mm-hmm.
relationships and the collaborations that is going to make your projects cheaper. You get the same quality, but the guy, because you've been coming and coming and coming, they will charge you half price this time. Next time they do it for free. Another time they charge for one and do one for free. So all these things also makes it cheaper. So I'm not saying, before some people think we are blowing up numbers here, I'm not saying that every single project we pay this amount, but I'm giving you an
Exactly.
example on a complete project. This is on average what you might pay. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, if you have
Mm-hmm.
10 songs in an album, normally we've never done 10 songs. We've done a 15 and a 12 and a 13. But if you have 13 songs and you've paid 40,000, you understand, per on extra instrumental players and stuff like that per song, so
Mm-hmm.
that is 14 times 12. You do the maths. I'm not the best
Yeah.
mathematician, but if it was sorry, if it was 40 times 10, 40,000 times 10 songs, that will be 400,000.
400,000.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we
400,000.
add two, so it will be 480,000 on just
Yeah.
on the whole album, on just extra instrument players. 480,000. 480,000 plus 300,000 the video. That is 780,000 for just 4 videos and the extra instrument players you have on the album. Now, what you're
Mm-hmm.
going to pay to distribute the album is not here yet. I didn't even include music video scripts and concepts. You might have to pay that as well for the videos. You
Yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Because
not
I know
here yet.
I know somebody who provides that service and do it very well. Maybe Gambia
Yeah.
should start to recognize her.
Amidiba,
Amidiba,
yes.
our sister. She is very good
Yes.
in that.
Amidiba does all
And I
ours.
think, yeah,
Majority of
Abdul
my
Wage
scripts
and
are
other.
done by Amidiba.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I know that, because most of the things that she is doing, sometimes she will share it to me, so that I can share a timeline. So I'm very much aware that she can do that very well. And these are the services. Mala, you are telling me that over 400,000 Gambian dollars in the production of Kombonga's album, you distribute that among different, service providers, instrumental players, which are artists,
Mm.
experts, for them to come and play on the music, and also the different services that they have for you to make that
Yes.
product finish. And then now, if you have to
Yes.
move that product now to the launching, so that you can be able to have the benefits of your sweat, because at the end of the day, that is the product, so that is the business. And then now to sell that product, you either have to do that online by distributing it or performing it live to an audience, whereby you can incur what you call ticket sales and you can have that as a profit. What do you have to do to be able to do that for Kombonka when you
Yes.
wanted to
So let
bring him on the stage? Yeah.
yeah, let us finish the production first, because you have not finished that. Basically,
Okay.
once you have
Uh-huh.
once all the album is produced, you have all these instrument players, they're all ready, everything is put together, you go to the mixing phase. The mixing phase,
Mm-hmm.
I normally don't mix here. You have to go and rent a studio with a mixing desk. This is where you see all these big mixing desks. This is where we normally mix the album. This could be done over a week or 3 days or whatever. They will charge you nothing less than 30-40 pounds an hour, or they cap it at 400 pounds for the day. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you need a week, I mean, that's, you can see that is a huge expense. You could pay up to 3,000 pounds to hire a big studio for the whole week to go and mix and complete this album. So luckily, I was studying at the university when I did Yalong Ngalong. That's Kombanka's first album and KS's first album. It cost me nothing because I was a student. I was lucky enough to use the SSL room. That is a big mixing desk studio. I have mixed songs for many Gambian artists in that studio for free, because I was a student in the university studying my degree. So I was able to use the studio. But now I have to pay for that studio, because I'm not a student there anymore. I've qualified now and left, like they call it. You are a big boy now. You need to pay. So
Amala,
that is another.
Amala, may I come? May I come? Are you thinking about, because you were talking about the government, and then this
Yes.
has always been my argument as well.
Mm.
I think with all the laws that are relevant in our country, with regards to the copyright, with regards to promoting culture, cultural diversity, cultural expression, I think what your school was doing could be replicated into in the Gambia, like providing a unique studio that will allow professionals like you to be able to do their finished works with regards to productions that you are doing, and then at a very lower price, so that it will encourage a dynamic creative culture, because we have the talents there. So now nurturing that talent and then investing on the talent is the problem, because all the monies that you are talking about, and the add-ups that you are still trying to tell me, if we have to just break that down, we are going now to 600,000 Gambian dollars, because we were talking about 400,000
Telling you,
and above.
I'm telling
Yeah. So
you.
so now bringing them on the stage, when you were doing that for Kombonka, you went to a very magnificent place that was Q City. And then even before that, there was a little bit day class, and I was so sorry for you during that time, because I was saying, hey, this guy, invested a lot of money in this project. So to be honest, he doesn't need any kind of competition. He really needs to do this with the freedom that he needs. So, and at the end, everyone supported you, and the people supported you, and then you were able to do that. So, how much do you have to spend to get that done for Komonka, who becomes,
Okay.
today the rap artist of the Gambia? Best.
Yeah. So I'm going to start by saying, we are very grateful people at GSC. So we
Mm-hmm.
had that great class initially, with Absolute Entertainment. It was tough at the beginning. We went through, a lot of negotiations here and there, and classes. Sometimes it went all over the internet and everywhere. But in the end, I have to say that we sat down with Adifai, and her team, and we worked on a way forward. So this way forward was that they were going to change their date, you know, um, but they will also, because of the impact and whatever it has had on our show, they will support our show as well. So she really tried, and she supported us a lot on that album launching. And since then, we have, really had a good rapport with her and her team, and there's not been any issues, which is why Kombonka is, this year, Kombonka is one of the artists that are headlining her show with Deep, which is
Mm-hmm.
coming, I think, December 31st or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
this is what the industry is all about. We might have misunderstandings here and there, but as long as we can always work it out, then it is
Mm-hmm.
no problem. Now, coming to the expense of going to Q City,
Mm-hmm.
if you are lucky, you have sponsors, that come on board. It takes a lot of weight off your head. So, but and we were lucky. We had some sponsor last year, so it did help us a little bit. But normally, Q City, the sound system to go to Q City is from a quarter of a million, 250,000, coming to 200,000. If you're lucky, sorry, through collaborative efforts or relationships within the industry with those guys who have the big sounds, you might have it 175, 150. It depends. You move on
Mm-hmm.
to Q City itself. Q City itself, it is costing 150,000. That's what we paid last year. That's what we are paying again this year. And that is for Gambian artists. So they also try, because they say that fee is for Gambian artists only. If you're bringing an international artist, you might have to pay more. But that's what we are paying this year. From there, you're looking at printing. If you're doing printing for flyers, so about 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. It depends how much flyers you want to print, because there's a massive
Mm-hmm.
area to cover if you're going to Q City. You know, Brikama
Mm-hmm.
alone can take 1,000 flyers easily, 2,000, 2,000. So then you have Serekunda, Talinding, going down to Laming, all to think about. You need to also come into Bijilo. You need to think about Manjai, Kotu, Kololi, going down to Sanyangwe, down to, we are from South Gambia, so we put flyers all the way down to Katong, Gunjur, Burfoot, Berending, coming down. So you can easily put out 30,000, 5,000 flyers. So now, uh, 5,000 flyers, if you're paying each color A3 flyer is $30. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So, 30 times 5,000, you're looking at something around 150,000. Yeah,
Yeah, 150.
150,000, something like that.
Yeah.
So then
Mm-hmm.
the designers use print, shadows print, all of them, R&A, our good big brother, they all do a massive discount for you. Some
Discount.
people will
Yeah.
take out, yeah, some people will take out a massive amount, and they will help the rest as a sponsor through them. So you might have to end up paying maybe 100,000. This is also different from your tickets. It depends. These amounts are depending on. I'm not saying that is what you will pay. It depends. Some people go to Q City with 1,000 flyers, and their shows flop.
Mm-hmm.
Some people go there with
Mm-hmm.
5,000. Their shows sell out. So it depends what you want to go to Q City with. What you can do. You know what your strength is. If you are going to print your tickets as well, if you're going to do the wristband tickets, they are $6 each. That is just ticket and printing. You have to buy your security tags to put on there. So if you're doing $6 and you're printing 10,000 tickets, that is how much? $60,000. You understand?
60,000.
That is
Mm-hmm.
just the tickets. And QCT's capacity
Mm-hmm.
is up to 30,000, I think. So if you are doing 10,000, you're really not thinking about filling up QCT. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So you people go for 20,000 tickets, 30,000 tickets. So if you're doing 20,000, 20 times 6, that is easily 120,000.
120. Yeah,
Yeah.
120.
So now, if you
Mm-hmm.
look at 150 plus 120, you are already
Mm-hmm.
270 for just your printing.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Then you talk about
Mm-hmm.
billboards. Then you talk about the
Mm-hmm.
billboards. You have not printed banners yet. You have not printed
Yeah.
billboards yet. If you're going to print billboards, each billboard can go up to 17,000.
Yeah, but that is where AfriCell comes into play, because some of those
Yeah, but Africell will
services.
not sponsor anything going to QCell.
Yeah, that is also the
If
thing
you're going
also
to
as
Q
well.
City, Africell will not even touch you if you're going to Q City, because you're going to a rival company. So if you have anything Africell on your QCell Q City, so QCell will not touch it because you have Africell there. You know, so,
Oh my God.
there's no, there's, you know what I mean? So if you're going to Q City and QCell is not sponsoring you, I'm sorry to use the language, but you are fucked, because you will not get anything from QCell. You will not get anything from Africell anyway, because you're going to Q City. So if you're going to Q City, you really need to, negotiate with QCell and really find a way to get support from them. And
Mm-hmm.
QCell, I think recently they have started supporting shows, but before they didn't used to do it. So if you're going to QCell, Q City, you're really going to struggle anyway, because you will not get anything from Africell. Now, so
Okay.
you move from there, you look at promoters too. You have to give something to the promoters, buying them credit, or some promoters will tell you their fee is 10 grand, 20 grand, whatever. But we have been very lucky, because we have a team of really good promoters, people like G Star, Kisima, and the rest, DJ Zuma, many, many, many promoters, Ron Don, all of them. I cannot name all of them. Uh, they all come on board and they support, and we have an agreement. Yes, we do give them something, but after the show as well, we give them each a show in their areas, and whatever they make out of that is our way of saying thank you towards their support
Thank
to
you.
us. So this also again strengthens the importance of collaboration in the industry. You
Mm-hmm.
can have a
Mm-hmm.
successful show, I have a successful show, we both make something. I support your show, you support my show. We don't have to spend a
Mm-hmm.
penny towards each other's show. This is
Mm-hmm.
really important.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
from there, you also have to look at, if you're going to do a road show, you need to hire a sound system for the road show, a taxi bagas, and then you need to print T-shirts for everybody coming on the road show. That is another massive
Mm-hmm.
expense.
Mm-hmm.
You also need to look at electronic billboards. R&A currently have two at Westfield and Traffic Light. We've been using them consistently for all our shows. The good brother Rafi Jab, he does a massive discount for you, and then he also finds ways to do free 2, 3, 4 banners for you. So he's been really, really helpful to not just us, but to a lot of Gambian artists as well. So
I can
um,
attest that. Yeah.
yeah, so
I can attest that, Mama.
there is a lot of other petty expenses. You need to pay these youths to go and print, post your, stamp your flyers around the city, around the villages, the towns. You need to give them fuel if they're using a car, or you used to give them town trip, because they have a lot of flyers and glue and things to go around with, And then you come to the media. You need to pay for radio interviews sometimes. You need to pay for TV
Mm.
interviews. So they will give you one or
Mm.
two free, you pay for three. You know,
Ah.
they might give you one interview for free, but if you want an advert, a radio advert running, you need to pay for slots. You come to that as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
If you're going to do a press conference, the journalists that come, some of them will ask you to pay for their transport. you know
Mm-hmm.
all of these things, some people will not talk about, but it is the truth. Some of them will ask you, not
Mm.
all of them, but some will say, "Ñun amuñ pass, buga nañoo ñëw waaye amuñ pass." You need to compensate for that, which is understandable. Some of these are young
Yeah.
people working for the experience.
Mm.
Even the media houses they work for don't pay them. They're just
Yeah.
doing it for the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want them to come, you must be able to give them something. I don't mind that. I understand that fully, and we do it. you know
Mm-hmm.
when they come
Mm-hmm.
to, sometimes you need to provide a little bit of food, a little bit of drinks. You need to pay for that. You understand? All the various meetings you organize with the promoters at different restaurants, you need to buy them food or drinks. And some of them you need
Mm-hmm.
to pay their transport to go back. You know, so there is a lot of petty expenses. What the artist is going to wear for the night. You need to secure that. You need to pay that. And then you come to the branding of the event. We are not done yet. The branding of the event. Every individual flyer for all the upcoming artists, all the top artists that come to the show, you need to pay for them. 500 pound per flyer, Dallas per flyer. Sorry, I live in pound land, so I always say pound. $500 to $300, whatever, or you pay a branding package up to $30,000 for your album cover. Album 30,000. That is with a massive discount for your album cover, album back cover, album out cover. Event main flyer, event individual your artist flyer, event up to 30, 40, 50 upcoming and main artist personal flyers, video what's it called, design adverts, video adverts. Yeah, the person who is going to come to record his voice for the video adverts, you need to pay them. Njai Sasune or Pa Jawara and others, they don't charge much, but you still need to pay. From that also, you need to pay also for things like backdrops for the event. The MC who is going to come, 2 or 3 of them for the event, to come and stand on the stage and shout and scream, you need to pay them or compensate them. The security for the event, $40,000-$50,000. Delta Force, you need to pay them. The paramilitary who comes, even though it's a government thing, is from the government, you need to compensate them because they come down, they need to eat. They're soldiers. Some of them are young soldiers. You put out 10 grand.
Malang, I must have to stop you there.
we
Move
will go on
forward
all
because
day.
already, like you said, yeah, we can go the all day. We will not finish it. But interestingly, you were able to take us through with the different services that are therein with regards to pre-production, production, and post-production, and then bringing that into performance. And then you are telling us clearly that you can spend nothing less than 0.5 million Gambian dollars for you to be able to do a concert for a finished artist product which is of high quality in Q City. And then it depends on the nature of the artist. Like you said, it depends on what the artist want, but we are talking about a well documented, equipped, quality musical performance and production. Could even be more than that.
More than that.
If we
What
have,
if you bring a
yeah,
live band?
yeah,
What if you
yeah,
have ushers
it
as
could be
well?
more than,
Renting the
yeah,
barriers
it could
for
be
the
more than,
VIP area, the
yeah,
chairs for the VIP area, all that,
yeah, it could be
the
more than
hotel
that.
at
It
Q
could
City
be
where the artists will stay before they perform. All that is extra expenses that we are not talked about.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, so Malan, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And the services therein also, we have had you. There is engagements with models. There is engagements with videographers. There is engagement with graphic designers. There is engagement with
TikTokers,
actors.
comedians,
There is engagement with comedians, TikTokers, instrumental players. And then you can talk about it. Companies, like big companies, are also involved. And that is the reason why we are saying, if all those payments are being made and there is a deduction of the value added tax, those monies could be used to be pumped back to people like you to be able to train young people in the Gambia, to be able to create jobs in the Gambia so that we can do away, or we can also contribute as a sector in creating jobs for young people in the Gambia. And that will be my last question to you, to say, Malang, before we end this in the next 1 minute. What is the way forward? Moving forward, what will you want to say to the government of the Gambia and also stakeholders in the creative sectors of the Gambia, which is that we are talking about?
I want to say, please, pay a key attention and invest into the creative sector, because if not, you're going to lose entrepreneurs and educators and investors like myself in the creative sector, because To be honest with you, if I want to continue this in the next 3, 4, 5 years without any support, it might work, but it will be very difficult, and it's not very
Mhm,
encouraging to others like myself who are, look, me, I studied this to a master's degree level. I have a lot of knowledge into this that I even want to come and teach and share with the youths back home, but it is difficult because we have families, we have responsibilities, we have bills. We can't just come and sit there 3 months or 6 months to teach a diploma level course, which I can teach. I have written courses up to diploma level that I can teach. If I have the support, I can deliver up to 50 well-trained youths that can go on and get jobs in the creative sector every year.
mhm,
But we don't
mhm.
have, there's no funding for us. We hear all these funding about Minister of Tourism here and there, NCSE, blah. We don't see it. It doesn't come to
Mhm,
us. We are sat here, we
mhm,
have all the capabilities, we have studios in Gambia, we want to come and do this. It doesn't come. It's only this year, with your help, you introduce myself and people like Singate to the MSDG project. And look at what
mhm,
we are doing with the MSDG project. There are all these
mhm,
young people coming to Singate studio every day, and he is
mhm,
transferring raw knowledge to them. I did the
mhm,
same when I came down. I trained those 15 people that came to my studio for 2 weeks continuously straight. I engaged them. We did a massive training on audio engineering. Up until this day, there are people reaching out to do it, and we are about to start the online training next week to continue to finish that project. If we have projects like that every year, do you think we will sit in Europe? We will come home, we will come back home
exactly.
and, develop the industry, teach the youths.
Mhm,
There are people there also who are doing this, but clearly we can see that they need more training. We have the knowledge to
mhm,
share with them, but we don't have
mhm,
the funding. We cannot afford it. That is the truth. So the government
mhm,
and those organizations that can help, we are begging them to come on board, to join us, to join this revolution. Let us change the industry. This creative industry have the potential to bring in billions into the Gambia.
mhm,
Billions, I'm telling you, because it is
mhm.
doing the same for other countries that respect it, that are looking after it, that are protecting it, that are pumping money into it to develop it to a certain level. Ours is behind
I,
because for the
Malang,
simple
I
reason
just don't
we
want
don't
to.
have the support.
I just don't want to cut you. Because I've been doing it for several times now. I agree with you. Just yesterday, I received a mail from Music in Africa Foundation, and then on their online portal, they have a funding call for artists in East Africa, Kenya, and the other areas. Malang, $30,000 dollars. One of the artistic
Yeah.
organizations or investors could be able to apply for 30,000. So that will be able to help a lot with regards to the 10,000 euros that NAFA got. Right now, they were having $0 in their account, and now they moved to 100 and something thousand. So if you had 1, 2, 3 times, then you are supporting that establishment to be able to take care of themselves. And in so doing, you creating employment. Like you are saying, if you have an opportunity to have a youth empowerment project fund that you can pump into creating different skills that you are talking about, because you have an idea of that, you can create young people who will be able to learn that, and then you can guide them through that process like you are doing for Kombonka. And we must say thank you so much for the knowledge that you have shared with us, and also the funding part, which is also very critical, because we have a legislature, the legal framework for copyright and also intellectual property right, and also the cultural policy of the Gambia. These are that need investment. But critically, what is happening, the tourism sector is having a tourism strategy and a tourism regulation, and also the part, not like a company, the TDA, the tourism board. It is the department that is responsible to enforce that and also collect monies therein with regards to the taxes that the government is receiving. But when it comes to the creative sector, we don't have that. We have only the National Center for Arts and Culture, but now to be able to invest in the creative sectors, you have to go through the artistic organizations. And they have an independent organization, which is the Collecting Society of the Gambia, that should represent us as just as the tourism board, to be able to support the government to implement, the Copyright Act, the rights, and also the cultural policy, which talks about diversity and preserving our culture. And these are some of the things that you do, because the digital work that you are doing and what you study, you could be able to build into even archiving some of our, great, Gambian music, so that they will not fade away, and the young could be able to learn from that, like the knowledge that you are transferring to Kombonka with regards to his rap hip hop music. Thank you so much, Malang, for coming and joining us on this wonderful program on GAM Music in Depth. On your favorite TV, Block TV, the Gambia. Until you come our way again, it is always a marathon, and also engaging with someone like you. Thank you so much, and have a great afternoon as we continue to do other things. And thank you so much, the technician from Dakar, Senbi. Thank you, Jerejef Jarama, brother Maho. Thank you so much for according us this opportunity. And we would like to say it is unfortunate that we could not continue with Masterfoe, who was giving us some very important informations. But we will try to get him back here again as we discuss with different stakeholders, creative sector of the Gambia. Until we come your way next time, I am your host, Kalilu Banja. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Tata. Thank you.